If you want to hear my thoughts today about being strategic and calculated with your money, and I'm going to parallel that to going out and going fishing, then you are in the right place. Matt here, the Fish and Finance Guy. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to my channel. I don't want this video to be too long today, but in light of a few conversations I've had with some folks here recently, it got me thinking. And when it comes to your money, you don't want to leave things to chance. You want to be calculated and specific and strategic. Now, I know as a consumer and just a regular old citizen myself, life happens. You get out, you get about, you're doing things. Oh, somebody suggests we go over here and do this. Or maybe you go out to grab a bite to eat and you cross paths with some friends and you end up somewhere else. Our budget is always being impacted by outside influences. Sometimes things that are a necessity, surprise issue or a breakdown with the vehicle, or sometimes for joy and recreation. Hey, you want to go golfing this weekend? Well, I wasn't planning on that, but hey, that's going to be a little bit of a drain on my budget if I decide to go, or whatever the instance may be. But my thought here today is you can look around here and I'll show you what I am seeing with where I stand right at the moment. So I am here at Serenia Vista Park in Northwest Cape Coral. And as you look around here, there is water everywhere. We are at the southern end right now of what is known as the Northern Cape Spreader Canal. So this body of water, this way is north, runs all the way up the outside edge of Northwest Cape Coral. And just standing here looking around, like I said, there's water everywhere. And if you were going to go out here and go fishing, whether you're standing down here, I mean, you could be standing literally right down here on this corner and throwing a line and seeing what you catch. You could be out here on a kayak. There are areas around here where you could do a little bit of wade fishing and step into the water a bit. You could be out on a boat. However you'd be going about doing that, everything around here looks fishy. As in, if I throw a bait over there or throw a lure out there, it looks like, and there could be a fish anywhere out here in this water. However, if you want to optimize your chances of actually catching a fish, you need to look at structure. You need to look at what the tide is doing, what direction it's moving, what is the wind doing. You need to look at points, possibly depth changes. In the hotter months, in some areas, is it a little deeper where the water is going to be cooler and the fish might be seeking the refuge of the cooler water? In the winter months, when the water is cooler, you need to be focusing more on some shallow areas where the water is going to warm up quicker with the sun every day, because the water ambient temperature, and especially in some of those deep pockets, may be a little too cool. So while you could just walk out here at any given moment and throw a line out and maybe catch something, if you are truly out here to catch fish and not just take in the beauty of the nature, you want to do some research, you want to do some analysis, and you want to come out here with a strategy and a game plan to enhance the likelihood of you being successful in your pursuit of catching some fish. The same goes to be said about your finances. Your personal finances and your household finances should not be left to chance. It shouldn't be a case of, well, I go to work, I make money, I make more money than my bills, so week in and week out and month in and month out, I can afford to pay my bills. And maybe I have a little bit left, maybe I don't. It just depends on how I spend my money that month. That is a true recipe for disaster if you are trying to make progress going forward with your financial situation and ultimately your overall net worth for your family or your household. So I say that in the sense of budgeting and tracking your spending. Now, from conversations I have had with clients, things I have overheard at social gatherings, I know that budgeting and tracking your spending doesn't really have a glamorous ring to it. It's not the kind of thing most people are going to wake up and be excited about. Today's the day I'm going to track my numbers for the last month and maybe adjust my budget for the upcoming month based on last month. But again, if you want to accomplish whatever goals you have set for yourself and your family when it comes to anything financial, so whether that's the vision of a nicer or a newer or a dream car, or moving out of your current home and upgrading to a larger home with a pool or on the water or near a beach or in the mountains, whatever it may be for you, whether that's getting out of renting or living with your parents or roommates and buying your first home, whether that's early retirement, with some proper prior planning, especially the younger you are with more time on your side, the more likely it is that you can achieve whatever the financial goals you have set for yourself are. But they almost are never going to come to fruition without planning and strategy and being very specific about what you do with your money when it comes in to your household. I did a video recently about making some little adjustments throughout the course of your work week to cut down on some spending as it pertains to, lunch at the office or lunch out in the field, and purchasing beverages typically and traditionally at convenience stores, just, on a whim's notice or when you feel you need them. So go ahead and check out that video if you'd like to hear a little more. But I bring that up because it's these little changes and these little shifts in how you manage your finances. And the big point I want to make here, as I mentioned in that video as well, is setting a game plan and creating your budget to take care of everything that you need it to do as far as your current life expenses and obligations and your desired recreational activities and free time activities. But you have to make sure that you're paying yourself first. So many people, and in the line of work that I've been in for the last 29 years, I look at bank statements, I look at financial statements, I look at asset statements, I have conversations with clients about the money they have in the bank. And I know from first-hand experience in working with clients that oftentimes the money comes in, people pay their bills, they have so much money left over, and throughout the course of the rest of the week or the next 2 weeks until the next pay period, the money's just there and it evaporates, it gets spent. It goes toward things that you buy and things that you do, activities that you participate in. But without that concise and intentional and deliberate effort to pay yourself first and take a portion of that money coming into your household and set it aside into a savings account, into some investments, mutual funds, stocks, a managed financial portfolio with the help of a financial advisor or financial professional. And We're not talking anything that necessarily has to be large dollar volume amounts. Now, obviously, your individual circumstances and details and situation are going to dictate what you may or may not be able to do. But in that video that I dropped recently regarding freeing up some money for savings by being a little strategic with your lunch spending, I had just used an example of about $48 a week. Now, for some people, putting $48 a week into a savings account might be a little more than they can handle. For many people, that might be way below what they could do. But you have to get into the habit and the routine of making sure that when money comes into your household that you have gone out and worked to earn, that you're taking a portion of that and setting it aside for you and your family. You can start small and incrementally grow over time. You can start small, and the next time you get a pay raise, don't change your lifestyle, but just start putting that extra pay raise money into your savings or into your investments. The time value of money looking forward into the future can truly be your best friend if you're setting it aside and capitalizing on all the years that lie ahead of you. Playing catch up on trying to grow a portfolio and have the assets that you want, need, or desire for later years in your life, it's a daunting task if you're starting later in life. You need to put more aside, and the long-term outcome of the numbers from dollars being invested, it's the compounding effect of growth over time. In my online course at lbf101.com, in one of my modules, I share an example in regard to starting with a penny today and doubling that for the next 30 days. And throughout most of that example, the numbers aren't really all that exciting. It's not until those couple of last days at the end of the month, so the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th day, where you really see the impact and the result of what's taking place there. And I use that just as an analogy, as a generic example, to exemplify having time on your side can be a wonderful thing if you start saving and putting money aside as soon as you can afford to do so. The earlier in life, the better. If you haven't been able to at this point, the best time to take action and start that is today. We'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. If there's any topics, any ideas, any content that you would like to see in an upcoming video, drop that in the comments below. And if you have any questions or thoughts that could just be answered in the comments to benefit everybody that's watching the video, feel free to drop those down there as well. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Well, hey there, if you're still watching this, I'd like to thank you for tuning in, watching this video, and also for tuning into my channel. Whether it be for yourself or anyone that you may know, feel free to share this video. And if you'd like to see future content, go ahead and subscribe. If there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. I built out my course with the heartfelt passion of wanting to enable folks to get started on a better foot in life regarding finances and not incur some of the problems I have witnessed throughout the course of my career that has held them back from taking next steps when they were ready to in their life journey. I thank you again for watching. If there's ever anything I can do for you, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Take care.